All right, here we are again. Call this meeting to order. Once again, let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. There's the agreement sign now.
You rolling, I'll be fine.
Can we get a roll call of the members present, please, Madam Auditor?
Councilmember Litton.
I'm here.
Councilmember Conover.
Present.
Councilmember Biggs.
Here.
Councilmember Graham.
Here.
Councilmember Jessen.
Here.
Councilmember Hopperott.
Here.
Councilmember Reed.
Here.
7 present.
Thank you so much. First reading, please.
Notice to taxpayers of proposed additional appropriations. Notice is hereby given to taxpayers of Porter County, Indiana, as a proper legal officer of the Porter County Government Administration Building at 155 Indiana Avenue, Valparaiso, on June 28, 2016, at 5:30 p.m. to consider the following additional appropriations in excess of the county budget for the year 2016, and to transact any further business which might come before the council. General Fund, Sheriff, 1130 overtime, 11,156.85. Sheriff, 3130 training, 2,501 and 94 cents. Sheriff Donations Fund, 3980 events expenses, $3,000. Hospital sale proceeds, 4210 buildings, $2,250,000. Memorial Opera House, 3760 royalties, $40,000. Sheriff DEA proceeds, Fund 81183950 contractual services, $2,000. Prosecutor 408895 4510 data processing equipment, $17,000. Residential substance abuse treatment grant, Fund 8121 1120 hourly, $23,200. 1210 FICA, $1,800. 2110 office supplies, $800. 2250 other supplies, $5,083. 2330 household and bedding, $2,560. 3950 contractual, $56,875. 4410 office equipment over, $100. 4,091. 4510 data processing equipment, $2,660. Taxpayers appearing at such meetings shall have a right to be heard thereon. The additional appropriations is finally made will be referred to the Indiana Department of Local Government Finance. The DOGF will make a written determination as to the sufficiency of funds to support the appropriations made within 15 days of receipt of a certified copy of the action taken. If you're Daniel, the auditor of Porter County, published June 17, 2016, in the check.
Thank you very much. Before I forget, I promised my better half I would announce that the Memorial Opera House Foundation is having a sock hop back to the 50s fundraiser for the Memorial Opera House on July 22nd, so from 6 to 10. So it ought to be a lot of fun.
Get out my old saddle shoes.
You have to dress in the 50s, so good news, Biggsy, you can use your old high school clothes.
I'm relevant again.
So I've done my duty there. Approval of our May 2016 minutes. You've had an opportunity to review those, I assume. What's your pleasure?
Move.
We have a motion.
Second.
And a second. Any changes, modifications, amendments, or additions? Hearing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. Commissioners, Animal Shelter. Hospital sale proceeds an additional $2.25 million to 4210 buildings, new animal shelter. We've had quite a bit of discussion over the recent months and actually years, and I think we've all had an opportunity to look at our existing shelter, some more than others, but certainly we are all aware of the need, and we've all talked about the priority of the necessity of a new shelter and taking sort of our services from the shelter to the next level, which I think we badly need. Commissioners, anything you want to add or say?
You guys saw the presentation last time. We tweaked the plan a little bit to make it more efficient, more cost-effective, I guess is the right way I'm looking for it. Any questions?
Were there any changes to the, since the presentation, have there been any changes to the plans or that we need to know about?
Just a little rearranging things. They put the atrium.
Yeah.
Became outside, an outside wall, cat room. walk through the door, but other than that. There's more room for cats now, right?
Yes.
We upped the number of cats.
Natural lighting and all that
Yep.
stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Psychic.
Yes.
All right.
Actually, the cost came down about another $24,000 too. So.
That's what I wanted to
I'm
hear.
talking about. That's where
You might want to lead with that.
We
I
took
was
the
just
hot
holding you in
tub out.
suspense. Yeah, we took the hot tub out.
Listen, guys, we've talked ad nauseum about some exciting things that we're going to be doing at the advent of this foundation, and money coming into this county that's never been here before, and some of these capital projects that the county is going to be able to really benefit from, and certainly, I've said many times that a priority for me is the animal shelter. So this is very exciting, and first of many projects I would assume that we'll be seeing in this county, from the investments that we've made with the foundation funds, and I think this county is going to be very proud of the things that they have to enjoy, and while at the same time being the most, if not one of the most solvent counties in the state.
Well, this is about fixing what's broke. And I think that's what we all want to do here, is first address those things that we know that are broke and fix it. And I think that we're well on our way, and I think you've done an excellent job. I wish it were free, but it's not going to be free. You've done an excellent job, and let's keep moving forward.
All right.
We had a pretty good donation offset.
Yeah, that's right, we do have a anonymous donor. Thank you, Jeff.
Well, we think she'd get a better seat.
Yeah, I don't.
Let's get a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the $2,250,000.
Second discussion, go ahead, Jeremy.
No, I was just gonna keep it going forward.
Oh, okay, wonderful. Any other discussion? I mean, we've talked about this a lot, and I think we've kind of...
Well, I'm glad that it's being done. We've needed it. Would I like it to cost us money? Of course. But those that have served on this committee have said that this is the best plan, and I'm putting my faith in them. I've been told that their budget will not be that hardly anymore for it to function, and so that's good news. I'm in favor of it.
Okay, any other comments?
I would just like to make the point to the council that with this new facility, I think the one thing that is really hard to realize for all of us is the tremendous revenue opportunities that are going to be available to this shelter for adopting out dogs, doing a lot of different things that is going to generate additional revenue that we've never been able to do that. And also, I also feel that our volunteer base will probably pick up quite a bit too.
And the donor base for that matter.
And the donor base as well. So I think there's a lot of things that we always tend to want to get mired down in the actual, but I think looking forward, I think there's going to be a lot of tremendous opportunities.
And we've talked about that. I mean, honestly, yes, you would have to be, oblivious to not realize that a better functioning, a more advanced facility that's up with the times wouldn't be attracting more interest, more adoptions, more volunteering. I mean, it really is a tremendous step forward for the county, and one of many. I mean, so exciting times, and I'm excited to be part of it.
Well, quite frankly, I feel like we've been running a concentration camp for homeless pets, and this is, like Dan said, it's been on the drawing board for years, and now it's a reality. I'm excited to be part of a vote for yes.
Thank you very much, Karen. Let's get a roll call, please.
Councilmember Conover?
Yes.
Councilmember Diggs?
Yes.
Councilmember Graham?
Yes.
Councilmember Jessen?
Yes.
Councilmember Papera?
Yes.
Councilmember Rivas?
Yes.
Councilmember Whitman?
Yes.
7-0.
It is approved.
Now, you probably just witnessed the last 10 gazebo votes.
Not if I have my way.
Sometimes it's just not all about you guys. It's all about us.
That's right.
Oh,
Thank you. Thank you.
Why didn't she get a seat up front? $1 million, where's value? You think? She can have my seat. Thanks to Jackie. All right. Well, don't, no. You gotta stay. Come on.
Bob likes an audience.
Well, yeah. Gee, did we all bathe today? I mean, what the heck? Okay, moving right along, Memorial Opera House.
Oh, you've been spending more money today, Dan. I moved to...
You had auditions.
We do.
Okay.
At 7 o'clock, so...
Oh, okay.
Should he be allowed to vote on any items at the Opera House?
He should abstain.
Abstain from acting or abstain from the vote?
Probably the acting.
Nah.
Okay, we've got an additional $40,000 of royalties, reason appropriations submitted to our royalties to cover the current year's royalty payments to our 2016 season, the encumbrance of the purchase orders requested by the attached vendors in order to secure the rights for our 17 season. Also, there's some transfers, $2,000 from director choreographer to food and groceries, restocking bars, higher quality products, et cetera. Transfer $2,500 from director choreographer to dues and subscriptions, need to pay mid-year licenses, and dues. $5,000 from printing other than office supplies to other supplies, need to pay expenses. For remaining shows for 2016, production expenses including costumes, props, anything set-related, not set-related. What's your pleasure with this?
I'll make the motion on the additional and the transfers all at the same time.
We have a motion on the floor in a second. Any discussion? So what do we have in store? We have Grease coming up.
Correct, and then we're auditioning Into the Woods right now, and that opens up in September, and then we have Meet Me in St. Louis for our Christmas offering, and we have a very, very exciting 2017 season planned. We actually have just finished the mail merge this week to send out to our season ticket holders to get them back on board and get them first crack at renewing their subscriptions for next year. And we've had a 62% increase in season ticket packages since 2014, so we're very, very excited about all the good things that are happening right now at the Opera House.
Well, if things start slumping, Laura and I will contemplate.
Please get back on stage, it really helps a lot.
Sure.
The additional 40, where's
Yes.
that coming out of?
That would be an additional that we actually have the funds for right now in MOCA. We're covered on that. It's essentially what we're doing is we're making encumbrances in our POs, and when we make the encumbrances for next year, it diminishes what we have that we still need to pay for this year. So we have the money in our account. We also have it in the bank currently, too. We can always do a secondary report of collections or anything and move funds over from revenue.
Well, you seem enthused about it, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, you gotta, makes me want to get up there. No.
Great, come on out. Come on out. I have plenty of roles available in Into the Woods. I'd love to see all of you.
Yeah, grumpy old guy got.
Okay, let's get a roll call on this,
She
please.
touched me in a public meeting.
Let's get a roll call.
Councilmember Dick?
Yes.
Councilmember Grant?
Yes.
Councilmember Justin?
Yes.
Councilmember Papera?
Yes.
Councilmember Reavis?
Yes.
Councilmember Whitten?
Yes.
And Councilmember Conover?
Yes.
7-0.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you.
General Fund Surveyor, transfer
You need
from,
to sit for me.
transfer $5,426.28 from salaries to hourly. Transfer unused salary funds from a gap in personnel employment to hourly.
Move.
We have a motion, a second on the floor, any discussion?
How come you have transfer, where's this money coming from? If you say a salary?
It's in the general fund. One of my employees left to join another department. He was out he wasn't replaced for about 2 months. As you recall, a couple meetings ago, we redefined positions.
The party chief, remember? The
Party chief.
Yes, party chief.
He's filling the gap with hourly.
And I'm trying to get caught up with this.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Any other questions? Does that answer your question, Jim?
Yes.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? The ayes have it.
Thank you.
Have a good evening.
You too.
Stormwater, we have a transfer of $40,000 from salaries to hourly. Transfer is for hourly employees with a bunch of names, for advisory board minutes to do things, and part-time hire. Also, there's a $50,000 from consultants to Stones, new account to be created to purchase aggregate for stormwater projects. Moving right along, there's a transfer of $200,000 from contractual services to culverts and pipes to pay culvert expense, and then a Form 144, $110,000 to 105, engineer P, engineer hired at lower salary, increasing hourly from $14 to $15 per hour. What is your pleasure?
Move to approve all.
We have a motion and a second on all of the transfer requests
Yep.
and the 144, I assume.
Yes.
Any questions or discussions?
Are you all using the county's pricing for the aggregate price that we receive for the highway department?
Correct. We are. And we're probably going to join them in doing our own bids in October
Okay, good.
for the next year.
Perfect. Any other questions? There's 144. Give me a roll call, please.
Councilmember Graham?
Yes.
Councilmember Jessen?
Yes.
Councilmember Papera?
Yes.
Councilmember Rivas?
Yes.
Councilmember Whitten?
Yes.
Councilmember Conover?
Yes.
And Councilmember Day?
Yes.
7-0.
Thank you.
Perfect.
Thank
Have
you
a
very
good
much.
evening. Sheriff, general fund.
Thanks, Bob.
We have an additional $11,156.85 to overtime, special service overtime reimbursement. Top of that, $2,501.94 to training, restore training line item from reimbursement from HIDA training class. Donation sheriff, additional $3,000 to event expenses to cover workplace violence preparedness seminar expense, it's a donations fund. DEA Fort Fund, $2,000 to contractual services, Guard 911 setup fee for Hebron High and Middle Schools, Network School, Shooting Law Enforcement app. Then there are a whole series of additionals under the Residential Substance Abuse Treatment Grant, newly created grant fund 8121. And then there's the Form 144, hourly one, part-time caseworker up to $28 per hour. And that's it for sheriff. What's your pleasure with this?
Motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second, I assume, on all.
Yes.
Any discussion? Seems like most
Yeah.
of the stuff's pretty self-explanatory. Sylvia?
I have one thing. What are the qualifications for this 144 that you're having part-time caseworker?
Well, we have a job description for her, and we've got a intern that's been donating her time that we're looking at. She just got out of school, has a degree. I don't know what her degree is in, but it's, I'm sure, pertaining to this. I didn't interview her.
Oh, you did?
No, I didn't.
Don't know her degree for certain.
No, but I could get that for her. But she does have to have a degree to do the job.
It's a good question, Sylvia. Are there any other questions?
Would this be, is this in the jail then?
Yes. The grant is, it's for this treatment program, and the money has to go for that treatment program.
What about Porter Stark? What do they do?
Well, it wouldn't so much be a question here, but it might be a question, since this is grant, it might be a question when we talk to Porter Star.
That's what I'm saying, are we doubling up?
We
here?
are using part of, we are going to transfer part of that Porter Star bill over to this fund, so we can get it out of that.
Something to remember when we do the
Yeah.
budgets.
Mhm.
Another good question, actually. Any other
Yeah,
questions?
a question regarding the Guard 911 setup fee for Hebron High and middle schools.
That was a school, for some reason, they didn't bill them, and we didn't know it. So they came, we did for every school in Porter County, we signed them up for the app, for the active shooter app in the schools, and for some reason they were missed, we didn't know it.
Did the
But
other
they're
schools
set
pay it their own, or did
No,
we
we
pay it?
paid for setup, and they are responsible for paying for the maintenance. So we paid for
Somehow
every...
Hebron was left off in it.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that happened, but they caught it, and they are set up now.
And we paid for them just like we paid for everybody else.
Right.
Thank you.
Did everybody participate
Yes.
in the whole county?
Yes.
I know there was some discussion at one time about,
And the
Well, we only paid for county schools.
Yeah,
The-
the city of Valparaiso
They
paid
paid
for
for
that,
their
and
own.
even some nursery schools. And
Yeah, there was
whatnot.
some, yeah,
So it's more than just the public school system.
right.
Right. Okay. Any other questions? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Councilmember Jessen?
Yes.
Councilmember Papera?
Yep.
Councilmember Rivas.
Yes.
Councilmember Witten.
Yes.
Councilmember Conover.
Yes.
Councilmember Biggs.
Yes.
Councilmember Graham.
Yes.
7-0.
Sheriff Dale, General house bed prisoner. Transfer $80,000 from food and groceries to med and hospital services for inmate off-site medical invoices due. And then a general fund jail transfer of $30,000 from salaries to overtime, jail unused salary to cover overtime to cover shortages. What is your pleasure with these two requests?
I'll make the motion to get to discussion.
There's a motion
Second.
on both, I assume, in a couple of seconds. Bob, discussion.
Off-site medical,
That's anything that our medical department
Right.
can't handle. We have a guy on kidney dialysis that medical can't handle. We had a inmate with a broken foot, they can't handle broken bones. We had a childbirth, they can't handle childbirth.
What are they doing at that jail?
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Anyway, and then we've got one other person, I just kind of gave you an estimate, but it ends up to about 50,000 right now with all those. Plus, we have the medical company also has a company that goes in and reprices, huge difference. I could show you the beginning and the ending price. They give us a huge break by negotiating with these departments that send us money.
I have a question. The person, the individual on dialysis, are they still there?
I believe he's gone now. I'm not sure, I'd have to look him up.
Was he there for an extended period of time?
Yes, he was with us for
He
quite a
didn't
while.
have insurance or Medicare or Medicaid?
No, he was indigent, but a lot of times Medicare will not cover when inmates are incarcerated. They won't cover. We have.
wait, I gotta cut you off right there. You said may not or will not?
Well,
I can't believe that there's an either or on this. Either they cover them or they don't.
well, we've been going back and forth with them, saying that this person is on and you should be paying, and we fight it until they come back and say they're refusing. We do sign them up now when they leave, and when they go to the hospital, I'm not sure the whole regiment that they do, but when they take someone over to the hospital, they have no insurance, they do some kind of a form, the hospital does, in order to get them on.
The hospital's sitting right back here. No, I want to dig into this, because we're spending $1.2 million on medical now,
Right.
and it seems like that pit there's no bottom to that pit. And I guess I'm going to question either they're on Medicare or they're not. I don't understand why there's a gray area in terms of we'll pay for Danny, but we're not going to pay for Jim.
Well, I've been told they won't, but I've been fighting it, and saying, because there's no, I can't find any paper that says they do or don't. And we fight back and forth with agencies saying, well, this person has it, but then they say, well, we don't pay it because they're incarcerated.
Who does the fighting? Excuse me. Who does?
Any agency that is sending us a bill, we say they've got Medicaid, and I can't see if they have Medicaid. I have no way. Only the providers can look into that system. So when we book them, if they have any kind of insurance card whatsoever, we get it. Get a copy of it, we send it to whoever tries sending us bills, especially if they have private insurance. And then we go through a regimen of seeing whether they'll pay for it before, and then,
Here's what I'd like to get. I'd like our attorney to give us, to research into this and give us an opinion on our standing on that. I think that's something that maybe we ought to get you a little help.
Quite honestly,
Contract.
I don't know what this individual was charged with, why they were incarcerated to begin with. But I can't imagine somebody on dialysis was
a flight risk.
robbing banks. I don't know why they're not put under house arrest and taken out of our,
Yeah, they have to be.
Well, I gotta.
You don't get a bad kidney pass if you.
But I gotta go further with what Jim's question is. This guy was on dialysis before he got to us, which means somebody was paying for it.
I don't know if he was, I don't know the situation of what he was.
Well, you don't get dialysis over the weekend. I mean, I got a nephew so he was on dialysis before he got to us, and all of a sudden, whoever was paying for it before is not gonna pay.
Well, I think, here's the thing, that's why I think we need to get ourselves, our attorney involved, get an opinion, so.
This is very important, because it's, more and more people on they're diabetic, and,
What I'd like
we need
the
to know.
attorney to check,
Sylvia?
thank you, what I'd like the attorney to check on is what our medical policy we pay $1.2 million a year for it, and,
And maybe it's time we have a chat with them people. I mean, I understand the
Yeah, exactly.
dialysis, they don't have the machine for dialysis, but a broken bone, they won't touch a broken bone?
I don't know how they would do it without, I mean, they have a medical department there, but.
You just take a couple of sticks,
Yeah.
and you tie on both sides of the leg.
There's always duct tape.
They don't have that.
Yeah, where's your duct tape?
What about duct tape? My point is, what are we paying $1.2 million a year for?
I'm not sure that it's casting broken bones, I could be wrong.
Well, then I guess a rhetorical question, what are we paying $1.2 million for?
that's what I'd like.
Well, I tell you what, that's.
And I sat on that committee, and it was...
These are, for the most part, very good questions. So why don't we have our attorney give us the opinion on the billing issue, and the liability of Medicare, and in doing so, we can have a discussion at our next meeting about what the medical jail is covering. And do
I
it.
think it's a very legitimate question.
Yes.
Exactly.
I mean, we are not a hospital.
No, but we have a hospital, 1, 2, 3, he's in the fourth row.
Yeah, but I don't.
We're not gonna-
Yeah, but why do you laugh at us if we say, can we send everybody over there for 1.2 million?
We're not quite sure if we get paid.
Well, yeah, we'll worry about that later,
How
but...
many officers do you need over there then?
Can we qualify for indigent care? You have to do X amount of indigent care, I mean, is this tax abatement up tonight?
Yeah, well, we do have a
All right, just
contract
kidding.
with
Okay.
Correct Care Solutions, and it's up in July, so it'd be a good time to look at it.
We'll have a bigger discussion.
It's a great.
Yeah.
Is it automatically renewed?
It is.
I'll have to look, but I don't think, I've never agreed to an automatic renew, but it was done before I
And-
came in.
and I-
I think
There was an increase.
No, there's no.
No, that was on new stuff. That was on new stuff.
But there was an increase last year.
There is
with
an
it.
increase,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, my question about automatic renewal is if we didn't give them 90 days or whatever, that was an old contract. That was in the heyday.
Did Scott leave?
I know Scott's not here.
Could we do this? Could you ask
Table
them for a printout of everything they serviced up to this date?
Of,
I know, what they cover, basically.
What they, no, not what they will cover, what they have.
But I'm still questioning.
Let's do one at a time. Jim, what would you like?
You know, some kind of information from the service provider as to what they've, what they have provided to us at this point, and what exactly it is. I'd rather have our attorney look at the contract and tell us what it covers instead of them telling us what it covers.
oh, right, yeah, well, I can get him a contractor who.
And Jim, did you have, or Bob, did you have something further?
Well, the Medicare question we're going to dig into. That's my
Medicare,
only question.
Medicaid.
Medicare, yes.
Well,
Medical.
Medicaid refuses to pay. They
If they're
are
in jail.
flat out refuse
If they can, if they,
That's federal?
they could pay for my prescription this morning, but if I have a DUI tonight and I have to go in there, they're not going to cover me.
They have
Wow.
refused. Medicaid won't give me, I fight them all the time, they will not give me anything in writing. They keep telling me it is, but they won't give me.
Well, we'll have our,
I refuse to pay.
let's just have our attorney give us the global
It is.
kind of,
You know.
opinion on this. Do a little digging in the well, as they say.
If you're not, I mean, at the end of the day, you haven't been convicted of anything yet, right? You've been arrested.
Yeah.
Well,
You haven't been convicted.
Well, not necessarily.
I think you're incarcerated, maybe.
There might be some folks there on some.
well, that's something that we could,
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
what
know
has
if it
to
would work, but, you
Yeah.
know.
All right, so, anything else? Roll call, please. Well,
You have a motion?
I think we had a motion for discussion. I think you made it.
All right.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And Harold, would you get in touch with them and, thanks, appreciate it. Prosecutor 4D, Title 4D incentive. Additional 17 grand of data processing equipment, purchase of security equipment, bunch of stuff. Existing equipment will be repurposed to other county offices. How's it going? Good. What's your pleasure?
Move.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. What other county offices will be?
Yes.
I honestly don't know. IT came to me, last month, 6 weeks ago, and said they're already out of computers for the year,
Oh, wow.
so.
Well, that's good. I mean, that's good that they're still using them, but I'm just curious. Anything else? Roll call, please.
Yes.
Councilmember Rivas?
Yes.
Councilmember Whitten?
Yes.
Councilmember Conover?
Yes.
Councilmember Biggs?
Yes.
Councilmember Graham?
Yes.
And Councilmember Justin.
Yes.
Good evening.
Thank you.
Coroner, $2,000 for Med and Hospital Services to uniforms and clothing.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion and a second. Discussion. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
Thank you, everybody.
Take care, man.
Yep, have a good night.
You too now. See you at the sock hop.
I'll be there.
Florida Hospital tax abatement.
That's tax abatement slash jail medical, wasn't it?
Thank you for your business.
Has everybody had an opportunity to
Sounded like a...
look at the compliance statement?
Thank you very much.
We don't take any action, do we, just accept it? Right. Yeah.
If we're okay with it, we accept
But I
it.
mean, we don't have to...
I have,
Go ahead.
Has everybody had an opportunity to look at the compliance statement?
I didn't get it. It was email.
I think it was sent out.
It was email.
It was
I
email.
believe I forwarded it to
Yes, you did.
to everyone by email, but I certainly can,
If you have questions about it now, yeah, I think it
No,
went out.
I think what I had, you have already answered.
Porter Hospital in compliance.
Yes.
they are in
Yeah.
compliance. They are in
They
compliance.
were-
I've reviewed the abatement forms, and they are in substantial
We need a
compliance.
motion of some sort? Or we just-
Yeah, a motion to accept their compliance, or their statement of compliance.
Move to accept
Second.
Porter's statement of compliance.
A motion and a second on the floor. Any discussion?
What year are we in to this abatement?
This is 2016.
No.
60.
Poor Jim.
This is the third year?
Third year.
Ooh,
That's not true.
fifth.
Yeah, no way.
More like 5?
Fifth or sixth?
I'm sorry, third year of the new hospital. So
Right,
that would be
yeah, no,
the
we're-
50.
We're in the fourth year of the
Yeah.
abatement, next year will be the fifth year.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I thought, yeah.
We were close.
That was close.
Okay. We have a motion-
You sure all the paperwork is right?
Yeah, go ahead.
It is,
I've checked it a few times.
We had, yeah, we, Scott, myself, and Harold met and looked through this stuff, and they're in there.
They are in substantial compliance, and in fact, more so on several counts.
Anything new coming up next year and the rest of this year as far as the hospital's concerned?
As far as the compliance is concerned?
No, just new programs, new hiring, or...
Sure, we've been hiring a lot of folks. The report here is the year end, so we're already up to somewhere in the ballpark of 880 FTEs. We've been hiring a lot of clinical staff just because of the growth at the hospital, so we're already planning the next construction project to build out another wing of the hospital. So we have a lot going on.
So you are planning on building another wing?
Uh-huh, that's correct.
I have a
Sure, Sylvia.
couple of questions. I was down talking to a couple of people in Hebron, and they said the ambulance that you had down there in the fire department, are you aware of any of that it was taken out?
I'm sorry?
That it's been removed?
Permanently? I don't know that.
I don't know.
but, yeah, I can find out. I don't believe we've removed an ambulance from there, but I can check.
Okay, that's what the fire chief told me.
Yeah, I'm sure he would know better than I.
Any other questions? Yeah, and I guess I'd be curious to know an answer to what Sylvia's
Wasn't it on Route 8?
question, so if you could let us know,
Sure.
I appreciate that. Any other questions, concerns?
Well, I just want to say that in the past, I have not voted for the abatement, but that was before you were brought on, and that was before some other changes that have occurred that are very encouraging, I think. And I think, those sort of things need to be rewarded, and so I'm going to support it this time.
And things are coming together. I mean, when we talked about this before, but when the original tax abatement came down the river, I mean, we saw this as an investment into the future with a long-term return, and it seems like those things are coming together. So,
I just like that when I ask a question, you're very clear and you're very articulate about answering it. I appreciate that.
And Dan...
It's hard for a southerner.
And on the plan commission, we just approved long-term, what would you call that, long-term care facility right beside you, which we think, based on what we were told, is the start of some more going right beside him.
Wonderful.
What is
Good.
it? Memory care.
There's a memory care facility in the property adjacent to us, and then also a commercial building that just broke ground. If you saw the news earlier this week, there's a lot of projects going around us, so that's...
That's great. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Witten,
Yes.
Councilmember Conover,
Yes.
Councilmember Biggs,
Yes.
Councilmember Graham,
Yes.
Councilmember Jessen,
Yes.
Councilmember Paparad,
Yep.
and Councilmember Rivas.
Yes.
7-0.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Have a good evening. Second reading, please.
Whereas it has been determined that it is not necessary to appropriate more money than what is appropriated in the annual budget, therefore be it ordained, resolved by the Porter County Council of Porter County, Indiana, that for the expenses of the taxing unit, the following additional sums of money are hereby appropriated out of the fund bank and for the purposes specified, subject to the law of government expense. General fund, a total fund 1,000, a total of $13,658.79. Donation fund $141,008, $3,000. Hospital sale proceeds $49,003, $2,250,000. Memorial Opera House fund $49,016, $40,000. Sheriff CEA proceeds fund $81,018, $2,000. Prosecutor 4D fund $88,95, $17,000. Residential substance abuse treatment grant fund $81,21, a total of $97,069. And that concludes second reading.
I'll make the motion on second reading.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilmember Conover,
Yes.
Councilmember Biggs,
Yes.
Councilmember Graham,
Yes.
Councilmember Jessen,
Yes.
Councilmember Paparad,
Yep.
Councilmember Rivas,
Yes.
and
I wanted to know
Councilmember
what that
Yes.
usurped, that whole thing. Taking out the...
Thank you very much. Now, as a housekeeping matter,
Dan, I got a question real fast.
yeah, go ahead.
Quickly.
Quickly, are we in a hurry?
No, this,
Uh,
we're gonna do our minutes, and you wanna do this under other matters, or is this having to do with the next agenda item? I don't mean to hold you close to the vest.
Attorneys, any other matter that may properly, yeah, any other matter
right there.
properly coming before the council, is that my turn at that point?
Every once in a while, you get off. I'm just trying to keep you...
So like on new business?
As a housekeeping matter, as you know, I've had our secretary pull together books of all of our minutes to have those formally approved here, so I've asked her to put it on the agenda here as housekeeping, approval for some past minutes. Mr. Rivas?
Yeah, make a motion to approve the minutes, September 18th, 2014, through and including, what is that, December 15th, 2014. There's a few more here. And all of 2015, except 9/22, 9/24, 10/22, and 10/26.
Those are all budget meetings, and those minutes are a little daunting, but we'll have those for the next meeting.
And then 2016, January through and including January 4th through April 26th, 2016.
There's a motion, is there a second?
Second.
There's a second. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. Anything, Harold, tonight, under our attorney's report?
There is not. I will do the research on the issue that was raised and provide that and present that to the council before the next meeting.
Very good. And anything that might come before the council, Jeremy?
Any other matter?
Any other matter?
Well, it was, the hospital, I mean, the ambulance thing brought to my attention, the ambulance contract. When is that up, or do we know?
It's up at the end of the year.
I don't think so.
Can we find out when the ambulance contract is up?
I don't think so. I think you're wrong. I think that it was thought, let me just tell you what I have been advised. I thought the same as Jim, that it was up at the end of this year. Until recently, I was advised that in fact it is extended for a number of years, albeit with a 90-day cancellation clause. I think that, don't hold me to this part, because I want to see it, but it was a 5-year contract with a 90-day cancellation clause. So, no, technically, it's not up at the end of this year. And that was something that
Well, when was it extended?
Possibly September or October of 2014.
There was a meeting, and I don't know because it was a commissioners meeting, but where they did extend it, apparently.
So there was formal action taken by the Board of Commissioners?
It would, at least that's what I'm being advised.
Is there a price tag on this?
Yes, and I don't know all the particulars, because I think it goes up. But yes, they did approve it, yes, they did extend it, and no, it doesn't expire on its face at the end of this year.
Well, I don't know how they could have extended it when they didn't have the funds to extend it.
I mean, this is something that we can...
Because the funds are being taken, as everybody knows, the funds are being taken out of the hospital principal, and that
Yes.
makes a 10-0 vote.
But if I remember, I think we annually vote for it, though.
That's automatically done by ordinance.
No, that's right. That was excluded from the 10-0 vote.
I don't know, because I still think we voted for it every year. We still have to vote for it every year.
We vote for the budget, we do not vote for the funding. It's automatically done by the ordinance that set up the hospital, from the Silver Hospital. It's written in the ordinance.
That's correct, he's right about that.
But there had to been a...
That ordinance exist anymore?
There had to been a formal action taken by the Board of Commissioners to extend that.
And
I can't...
I don't speak for the commissioners, and I was as surprised to hear about this as you are, quite frankly. But I am being told that they did take some official action and that they did vote on it, and I think it was at the end of last year, beginning of this year. I am not certain as to what day, but I also was thinking that it was coming up because I was interested in a couple of other routes that we might go, perhaps some fire ambulance districts or something like that. Talk to some of these local fire departments to see what they might be able to cover and extend some of their coverage districts and get some pricing from their respective stakeholders. We went that route, and at that time, I was advised that the contract had in fact been extended by the commissioners, and I didn't get that from a commissioner. I asked that question of our county attorney, and when we researched that, he got back to me with that last week.
Yes, because I know that there was, in 2012, when the first contract came up, under the new providers, which is community health, there was extensive discussion by this board to the Board of Commissioners that we would like to see this bid out.
Yes.
And we were, because they had waited to the last minute, if you all remember,
Yes.
we said, well, our backs are against the wall, we don't have time to bid it out, we have to renew it. We did with the promise that was made to us that it will be bid out at the end of that 3-year term.
Right.
Well, and I agree with that, Jim. You're absolutely accurate. And I think that I don't think necessarily, again, the fact that they've extended it, that does surprise me. Let me just say that comes as a surprise. However, I have been assured now that there is a cancellation clause in there, so we could still proceed into the bid process. And I think that might be something that we should discuss as we move forward into the budget, because...
Yeah, I mean, we're not, as everybody understands, I mean, without saying, I mean, we're not doing ourselves any favor taking a multi-million-dollar service contract and not bidding it out at least, once every 3 years or so.
Well, and I think, and I could be way off base here, but what I know that when we talked about this before, we were there was some conversation, well, you don't want some mom-and-pop ambulance shop, being your emergency transportation provider. We're not going to find anybody like and kind. Well, in talking to some of these fire chiefs,
Yes.
I mean, the discussion started happening, well, we could provide, and we would even be willing to provide in a greater area. And I mean, I think Mike and I live close to Four Seasons. I mean, if you're living a little bit south of Four Seasons, you need an ambulance, Four Seasons Fire Department could be there in a minute, and maybe Porter gets there in 20. So, from a public safety aspect, that makes sense to me. And I don't know what the cost of all that would be, and we'd have to talk to all the respective providers that might be, we can set grids, set up districts. Those are things that we need to talk about.
I mean, it's really without saying, I mean, there are several options that are out there. At the end of the day, Porter Hospital may very well be our best option.
Right.
But when we're talking several $1 million of a contract like that, we owe it to the people paying for this contract, that we're at least every 3 years, we're looking for the best price and the best deal.
Right. And again, South County, Sylvia raised the question about the Hebron ambulance.
Yeah.
That's why I brought it up.
And the other thing is that I've been following this thing pretty closely.
Obviously not close enough.
No.
Keep your eye on the ball, Jim.
No. And I do not remember a formal action being taken by the Board of Commissioners to extend that contract.
I was not aware of that, and I was advised, again, to an absolute 100% certainty last week by the county attorney.
And I'd also
That's Harold.
Sorry.
2016, Jim.
Sorry, Harold.
2016.
I'd also be interested in how many signatures are on that contract.
Here's what I want to do.
Let us do some research.
Yeah, let's do this. Here's what, Harold, if you...
Have some discussion.
Yeah, here's what I'd like to do, Harold. Why don't you get us a copy of the contract that was, because I think there might be some, I don't want to say the commissioners did something wrong, because I don't know that. It may be that they negotiated a slightly better rate to do the contract extension, but also negotiated in there the cancellation clause so that we could move directions. It might have made perfect sense what they did. So I don't want this to be some feeling like they did some sleight of hand. But Harold, why don't you get us a copy of that contract, and we can start the discussion from there.
And I have a question too. Was the contract in 2014 extended for 5 years, or just up to the 5 years, because we had the 3-year? I mean, there's so many moving parts.
Yeah, and that'll give us an idea. And I think it's we would have to be willing to be ready to discuss this at our budget meetings this time, and so we will. So I don't know if you get that together for us, we'll kind of move forward with that discussion. Okay, anything else?
No, Dan, just to finish up, I do agree, I think the conversation should have extended out to the municipalities who do provide the services, and have been, and there has been discussion of fire and ambulance territories districts, and as you can see right now, you have Portage, Chesterton, and Valparaiso who are moving to jointly work on hiring people to go through the hiring process. I mean,
Jeremy, the conversation should have started with this board first. We sat here and berated the voters registration board for going out and buying computers and signing the contract before they had the money in front of them.
Here's what I think, Jim. What I think we should do is get a copy of the contract, and when the commissioners are sitting in front of us, let's ask the questions.
Yeah, that's fine. I just really caught off guard.
As was I. So anything else?
motion to adjourn.
Second. All in favor? Good night.